The genre of true crime and cold cases have certainly captured the attention of America. One popular novel called Pieces of Her has been turned into a hit show on Netflix starring Toni Collette. Now, the author of that novel, Karin Slaughter, is at it again with a new book out called Girl Forgotten. And she recently gave us a preview of the book and of her show on Netflix.
Well, Karin, congrats on this new novel. It's pretty exciting. Like Pieces of Her, Girl Forgotten also takes us into a small town world, this time with the unsolved murder of a young girl. Is this a sequel? Tell me about the story.
Well, I say it's more in the world of Pieces of Her because Andrea has kind of reinvented herself from one book to the next. And it's really about an unsolved murder from 40 years ago. We have a young woman named Emily Vaughn, whose life is completely upended in this small coastal town in Maryland where she lives. And she becomes involved in some circumstances that bring about a brutal attack that lead to her death. And then we catch up with the case 40 years later. It's still unsolved. And that's where we meet Andrea again, except this time she's a newly minted U.S. Marshal. And she has an ulterior motive for looking into Emily's case.
Ooh, I got the chills when you said that. Pieces of Her was made into a Netflix series. It was a huge hit. Congratulations. What was the experience like as a writer and a creator to see that happen?
I had heard such horror stories from friends who'd had this happen about, they're just going to ruin it and all this. But I mean, it was really delightful. They involved me in every step of the process. I mean, who's going to say, oh no, when Toni Collette is cast in something that's featured in the adaptation of your book? I mean, she's amazing. Yes. I love everything she does. She's great at playing mothers because she's the kind of mom that's closer to a real mom where she's like, I'm going to drink the entire box of wine tonight and the kids can watch their iPads. I don't care. You really believe her doing that. Yeah. So, it was a great experience, and I'm really glad that my readers have loved the show and reacted so positively to it.
What is it about cold cases that appeals to you and to so many of us?
I think we all have this innate sense of justice, right? We always want the bad guy to be caught. And I think you should have a warning on every Dateline if it's not solved at the end, because those really annoy me. Because I want stories to make sense, and I'm really careful when I write to play fair with the reader so that you get at the end, the bad guy is going to be caught, they're going to get punished, and it's going to feel rewarding, because a lot of times we don't have that happen in real life.
You have such great accuracy in your books when it comes to the police work, when it comes to legal issues. Do you have anyone in your life that is in law enforcement? Have you spent a lot of time researching this specifically?
When I was growing up, my step-aunt, so my stepmother's sister, was a chief of police in a town one over from us. And I saw what a hard job it is for a woman. She loved doing the work, but she got a lot of pushback from the community, from her own mother, from men on the force who didn't want a woman doing that job. I mean, it says a lot about her integrity that she was able to do it so well with so many people telling her not to. But it's something I've always been interested in. And I was really lucky with this book that I got to talk to several U.S. Marshals. They're sort of the Swiss Army knife of federal law enforcement. They do a lot of different kinds of things people aren't generally aware of, but I'm really grateful we have them out there.
Let's talk about some other work that you're highlighting, your work with the Save the Libraries Project and what that is and what you hope to accomplish.
Well, I started this about 10 years ago, and it's basically a private foundation that raises money for libraries. To date, we've given away $500,000, and we just tell them, use the money however you need. If you want a children's reading group, or you want to buy books, or you want to clean the toilets, or you want to paint the walls, whatever will help you stay open and stay a vibrant part of the community, we're 100% behind. And I always try to use any opportunity I can to tell people we really need to support our libraries. They're so important. They're the backbone of our community. They teach kids not to be selfish. When you think about children, once they read a book and realize there are other lives, other cultures, other experiences, it really opens their mind and it helps them become adaptable to critical thinking. And right now in the world, I think we all agree we need more people who can think critically.
Gosh, I love that. Love her work with the libraries too. Also, I've been reading the reviews on her book. Everyone is saying they love it. And if you haven't read the other book, they say don't worry about it. This book stands alone. So go check that out. Certainly I will be later.